We're going live. Hello. What's good, people? It's currently 12 minutes past 8 p.m. UK time, Sunday, the 23rd of June, 2024. Welcome to another amazing episode of Technically Speaking, which is a free weekly webinar covering everything stocks and crypto. I'd usually be joined by my co-host, Jay Johnson, who's the head of AI, and the homie BitBlonde. However, they are busy today. Let me just make sure everything's working on YouTube. Who's the head of AI, and the homie BitBlonde. Fantastic. Okay, so let's get into it. We'll go over the quick intro, and then let's have a look at what's on the charts. In fact, let me just do a little broadcast. Live now, guys. Obviously, it is sunny in the UK, and you rarely get sun, so I can appreciate why some people are choosing to be outside, and hopefully you guys enjoy this replay. Let's make sure everything's good. Okay, we live now. Hey, Ken, how you doing, man? Appreciate you rolling through. Yeah, let's get into this intro, get to the disclaimer, and then let's have a look at what's going on in these charts. Blockchain Sensei, we are the UK's leading Black and Asian-owned Web3 solutions and financial literacy company. We solve many problems in the emerging technology space, including but not limited to helping Web3 companies raise capital, helping Web3 and AI companies with developers and strategic business partnerships. On the financial literacy side, we work with a plethora of universities around the UK, including but not limited to Imperial College London, Brunel, Manchester University, and a whole load of other unis. We do free webinars 3 times a week, Mondays, Fridays, Sundays. Mondays is our legacy show, every Monday, 8 p.m. till 9:30 UK time since 2020. This is where we cover mainly stocks and crypto, macro and fundamentals. And once a month, we also stream now with Crypto Mondays, which is one of the legacy Web3 communities within London. And we interview founders. Fridays is our NFT Fridays, non-fungible tokens, digital asset show. And then Sundays that you're watching right now is our Technically Speaking charts and trading show. Also, if you're a Manchester resident, we do a free in-person workshop called Create Tech every single Wednesday, 7 to 10 p.m. This is mainly focused on helping creatives utilizing Web3 and AI technologies to monetize on creativity. Superjoe.com/blockchain sensei for everything that you need, including our free Telegram, free WhatsApp, the Zoom link to our free webinars, Mondays, Fridays, Sundays, 8 p.m. plus. And also we've got our subscription service. This is, I'll admit it's a premium service, but you get what you pay for. This is where you get access to pre-sales. This is where you get access to trade signals. This is where you get access to 5 webinars a week between myself, Mr. Harding, and Jay. This is where we actually show a real 6-figure account and also a 5-figure trading account that we are looking to grow to respectively 6 and 7 figures. Let's get into the disclaimer. Ken, are you there with me? Yeah. Mikata. You're here, yeah. Do you want to do the disclaimer with me? Not really. All right, fair enough. Okay, so disclaimer, terms and conditions. All content is for education, entertainment purposes only. Should not be considered as investment advice or recommendation to buy, sell, hold any assets, nor place any trades. Please do your own what, guys? Research. Our content is intended and should only be used for informational use only, and it's very important to do your own analysis before making any investments, which should be based on your own individual circumstances. You should always take independent professional advice from a professional advisor. Ken, are you a professional financial advisor? No financial advisors in the house. Alternatively, independently research and verify all and any information you may find in our show. You may wish to rely upon whether you wish to make an investment decision or otherwise. All investments come with what, guys?
Risk.
very risky. So please always do your own research. Either myself, my homie Krog, Ken, anyone here are financial advisors. We do not intend to be perceived or received as financial advisors. However, we work in collaboration with several accredited financial advisors. Oh my God. The Matrix just attacked my StreamYard. 1 second, guys. Give me a sec. Let's go back. Boom. Oh no. What's going on with StreamYard? Sorry, 1 sec, guys. Share this. Hello. Yeah, and then let's get into some charts, man. Let's have a look. So, disclaimer, as I've said in previous technically speakings, this is not my main trading view. This is the free version. The reason why is because of the way StreamYard is set up. I cannot share a new Chrome tab, which is unfortunate. Alright, the drawings here. You know what? Since God has blessed me with, usually I'd start off with macro, but as a absolute disclaimer, I do believe in Riot stock. This is something that you should look at, even though it's technically speaking. It should be technically and fundamentally speaking, because technically speaking, there is nothing to say this chart is going to turn around. What you will have to do, or what I recommend everybody does, is that you look into the fundamentals of Riot blockchain. This is an extremely profitable crypto mining company. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the biggest Bitcoin miner and oldest legacy miner of all time. And as you can see, even here on this February 2021 wick, which was in the previous bull market, we were 8x from that high. So this is something that I have my bets on, and it's something that I cannot draw lines. I cannot do any technical analysis to show you why it will turn around. It's something that you have to do your own research on. Look at the fundamentals of the company, research the founder, watch out his late. In fact, let me just put you guys on a really, really good interview. Trade CEO. So it was. Which interview did I watch? Yes, this interview here. This interview 10 months ago. If you want to do research on Riot blockchain, this is the first thing that you should do. Watch this video. And if you want to be an absolute bad man, right, what you can do is, big up to Jay Johnson for putting me on. You can create an account on Claude, which is one of the biggest AIs outside of ChatGPT, and Bard with your Gmail, and then click this button here. Sorry, and then add transcript and summary, which is a AI extension to basically summarize videos. And then Bob's your uncle, it will summarize the video. Then obviously you can use AI prompts such as summarize this video in 25 key points. Anyway, let's go back to the main macro. So first chart that I always look at is the SIXRE, which is the Global Real Estate Index. Let's see what that's saying. So, for those that don't know, I view this chart before I look at anything in the world. We can see here that on the 1st of April, we had a crossover. Remember, quoting Ian Dunlap, the master investor, all markets are tied together, okay? So when people say it's a crypto bull market, I don't like that idea. It is a global bull market. We cannot have a crypto bull market, or I'm not saying we cannot, but history has shown that a scenario doesn't exist where we have a crypto bull market and a stock market bear market. So yes, we are in a crypto bull market, which, as I say, as I've said in previous episodes, believes will last till at least June 2025 because of global liquidity research, and stretch into as late as December 2025. So I believe this is the year to pack your bags. But one of the reasons why a lot of people, in fact, most people, always remember that most people lose money in crypto. And crypto is the quickest get broke quick scheme in the entire world if you aren't educated, right? So as we can see, we had the crossover in the SIXRE on the 8th of April, and crypto peaked out around what, mid-March. I do believe this is closing in. However, still consolidating on the SIXRE, which basically affects all global markets. Next, let's have a look at the VT. Now, this was one of my theories that we could come crashing down. Do expect, my general sentiment is relatively bearish this summer, bearish and or consolidating. Why? Because if I just take over my 10-20 moving average here, we can see that the VT, which is representative of global stocks, we can see that there are many gaps in the VT. And Krog, do you remember what the magic about gaps are?
It's because it means like off the market trade deal. So the markets are opened up for a private deal, basically. And so the gaps will always be filled. Yes,
that is the key. So technically speaking, the reason why gaps exist in the stock market is because out of hours trading, which us as retail do not have access to. And we can see here that there are many gaps. There's a gap over here. There is a gap here. There is a gap here. There is a gap here, right? So at some point, I do expect it to go down. And then also, as we can see here, this is an alternative RSI, actually. This is what RSI is this called, actually? It's called RSI divergence or something like that. But anyway, we can see that the momentum of this is looking pretty bearish, okay? It makes absolute sense for the stock market to decline to this level, this level, this level, and or possibly this level. Taking out, wiping us out. $20 trillion in the stock market, which will absolutely take crypto below $2 trillion if fulfilled. If the stock market goes down, VT, which is representative of the global stock market, if it goes down to these levels, 94, I am 95% confident that crypto will see sub $2 trillion, which is also a psychological market cap number. Okay, so see, if it was 15th of April, I'd say, yeah, bullish, you know. That would be my bias. However, now I expect a pullback in the stock market affecting crypto. Sorry, guys, this is not what you want to hear. You want to hear the the Twitter people saying we're going to the moon. It is likely we are not going to the moon immediately, although I do believe we are going to the moon later on this year. So next chart I look at is the S&P 500. Oh, what's that? Gaps, more gaps. Bloody hell. Gap. Also notice how the previous high was of the S&P 500 was in December 2021, which makes sense. Crypto peaked around the 10th of November 2021. That's when we had the 68,000 BTC high. And look at the difference that we have here. We're 13% up from the all-time high. And if we look at this RSI here, you see this here? What does that usually mean? That usually means a bearish momentum. It's very unlikely the RSI is going to do something like this. It's very likely it's going to go like that. In fact, on the daily time frame, if I just put a resistance here, make that red. On the daily time frame, as we can see, the last time the RSI was this high was in fact around January. But to be fair, we did take a pullback, and then we ended up we kept rising again. Not that it's not impossible for S&P 500 to rise again, but I am still anticipating a pullback in the near-ish future. Okay, so the VIX. Sorry, not the VIX. Let's skip the dip VIX. DXY. So the DXY is the dollar index. So the basic theory is when the DXY is high, this is when assets are lower. As we can see here, it feels like we are climbing on this trend line. I'm going to hit this resistance, which should take us to potentially maybe like the start of July, which is why I still am patient on being too heavy on crypto. If I literally, 1 second. Oh, damn, I cannot do multiple charts because I'm not on TradingView Premium on this. That's fine. Let's have a look at gold. Okay, where are we with gold? I'm not a gold trader, but I like to compare gold in terms of macro. I can understand why we have this because of uncertainty. I cannot decipher. I don't want to chat shit to you guys. I cannot decipher right now what gold means for global markets. I'm not a gold guy. Though it is, I do expect gold to pull back to. You know what? That's like a triple top over here, and often resistance then turns into support. So I wouldn't be surprised if gold creeps down to 2084 levels. Not that I will be trading it. Where is my oil chart? Crude oil. Please. Okay, crude oil. Where are we? Crude oil, we were high in 2022. God, candles on the way down. See, is there anything that I can make of this in the macro? Not really. I don't trade oil. Cool. Silver. I actually believe that this is going to be the decade of silver. Silver all-time highs were $50 in April 2011, which was astoundingly a much economically different time in terms of the global liquidity pool. So, yeah, I do expect silver to climb. What this means for crypto, I don't think there's much of a correlation. Although, as we can see, for silver, if anyone is looking to copy any, I do see a change in the direction in the RSI. So I would expect silver to go back down to $27. Okay, NASDAQ. Let me remove everything. Remove all the drawings. Didn't need to remove my indicators. Okay, so we crossed over in July on the monthly, in a 1020. Okay, so as you can see here, in fact, Krog, as a dedicated dojo member and a great student of our community as of the past few months, what do you see happening here with the red and the blue line on the weekly time frame?
They're getting closer together.
Yeah, they're getting closer together, which likely means the red is then going to cross over the blue,
which would be a bearish indicator.
Which is a bearish indicator for the Nasdaq. And for those that don't know, the Nasdaq is the number one indicator, macro indicator for cryptocurrency price action. Why? Because it is top 100 US tech. So these are very close together. I don't really see a time when they started getting close. See, we could see something like this where they get really close, don't actually cross, and the Nasdaq goes up anyway. But my sentiment is still the Nasdaq must pull down to a more reasonable price. Though remember, the markets are irrational. As you can see here, it got close, very close, but then didn't actually cross over. However, on the daily time frame, we do have a red dot signal. The last time we had a red dot signal, the Nasdaq, we took a 4% drawdown. Let me check the RSI. And I can also see here we peaked in the Nasdaq on the daily around my birthday, and this is a bearish momentum. I'm always going to give you guys the truth. And the RSI is on the daily time frame is the highest it has ever been in recent times as of last week since April 2019 times September 2020. Actually, it was just below. And every other time the RSI was this high. Let's backtest it real quick. Let's take off that 1020 to not be confusing. Right, so when the RSI was 81, last time was September 2020, we took this drawdown. Look, I don't think it's gonna crash or anything. Just a nice healthy it's a nice healthy correction, you know, maybe to this zone. Okay, so crypto total market cap, all of the money in crypto. Let's have a look at this on the 10-20 moving average. What is this? The red has crossed the blue, and it crossed it 10 days ago. The last time the red crossed the blue was in April, and we went from 2.53 trillion down to 2. These times the RSI, when it crossed over, was 58 on the daily. And then this time when it crossed over on the daily, the RSI was 65. Also, let's pay attention to this crossover. It crossed over around 2.5 trillion market cap. And it also crossed over here on 2.5 trillion market cap. So where do I think crypto is going to go? To around 2 trillion market cap. This is my theory. We might have a black swan event. And then, you know, that making the markets turn up. But we want to work in probabilities, right? It is most likely that the market will go down. However, this does not mean sell your crypto. In fact, absolutely do not sell your crypto. If you miss a 10-20 crossover on the daily and you miss it by 3 days, then accept your assets are going down most likely, but there is a likely that it turns over. I wouldn't recommend selling assets unless you actually snipe the top of a 10-20 moving average crossover, which is why you get loans against your crypto. But that's a bit of a higher level concept, not for technically speaking. And that's why you should subscribe to the dojo. So that's where we are. And then on the weekly, we can oh my God. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look how I don't know about you, but that's looking like it's going to cross over on the weekly. Mm. And remember, the higher the time frame, the more what? Effective a indicator is. That is literally the reason why most day traders don't make money, because your indicators are not accurate.
Not backdated with enough information. Exactly.
It's not enough info. As you can see here, taking support and resistance on the RSI. I can expect the RSI to go down to, on the weekly, let's call it like 47 zones. Now, 47 is actually a magic number. I'll tell you why, right? I've actually just noticed a random numerical correlation. So as we can see on the weekly time frame, the crypto total market cap is at 56. Yeah. If I go to the fear and greed, it's 51, but it was 56 like yesterday or 2 days ago. Go to the fear and greed. I wonder if there is some kind of correlation between the 10-20 moving average and the fear and greed index. I'll be very interested. The last time we crossed over on the weekly time frame, it's actually been a very, very long time. Yeah, I would love crypto to go down to to 1.8 trillion. That would absolutely wipe out people. Remember, guys, most people lose money in crypto. If you are a profitable investor and trader, such as myself and the community, you should be grateful that everybody else loses money. That's how we make money, by other people losing. Just like if a restaurant owner opens up a better restaurant and takes business from everybody else, that's business, right? So we wanna stay ahead of the curve. I do believe this is crossing over. My general consensus is that we're gonna hit 2 trillion market cap. As we can see, we've got some good weekly wicks here as well. Got a wick touch here around 2 trillion. This is the market cap zone that I would be extremely bullish on buying. Remember, when the market is bearish, that's when you need to be bullish on buying. Cool, that's where I expect we're going. Sorry, not to the moon. As we can see here on the crypto total market cap minus Bitcoin, we can see we are literally touching a crossover here. Altcoins be prepared to bleed further, in my opinion, and we can see the direction of the RSI is towards a bearish direction. On the daily, as you can see, we crossed over quite a bit earlier this month. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we hit around $900 billion market cap minus Bitcoin. That seems reasonable. Okay, total free, as we can see, we crossed over again earlier this month, and on the weekly, we are literally about to cross. Oh my God, we've actually crossed. Ha! We've crossed. Yes, amazing. The next one we want to do is, I don't have it on here, but it's others. That's it. Others. Boom. This is all the market excluding the top 10. We have just crossed over. We're not just crossed over. We crossed over on the weekly actually 2 weeks ago now. And I believe that we will go to sub $200 billion altcoin market. I call this the super altcoin market. This is basically all the altcoins that everybody cares about. If you're wondering why altcoins are down, of course they're down. As I taught my dojo members, you should pay attention to macro before your individual assets. People think investing is about you and your assets. The market doesn't give a shit about you and how you feel and what your personal portfolio is. So you should pay attention to the market, and the market will give you the direction. It's very interesting how this wick here is literally programmed in this wick here. Look at that. Everything is manipulated. Cryptocurrency price action is absolutely centralized. Don't let the YouTubers lie to you. Crypto is centralized. Not by definition of blockchain and being a participant and ownership of assets, but in terms of price action, absolutely. So I would expect this. I'm going to say $200 billion market cap is when I'm looking to really start scaling in. Could even hit 173. This would be beautiful. This is basically where everybody's crying about crypto, and you start seeing those TikToks of useless influencers talking about their crypto portfolio being down, which is good for us if we're smart, but basically really bad for the world, because then it deters people to get into undervalued assets and miss out on generational wealth. That is the macro. Yes, line rise just rolled through. Let's have a look at the top 100. In fact, no. Let's have a look at crypto bubbles first, because that's what BitBlonde usually covers. Crypto bubbles. Crypto bubbles. Okay, so let's have a look at this on the monthly time frame first of all. If you're in Brett, sell it. Not financial advice. Brett is coming down. Notcoin is going down. Stop hodling. There is no way this is not pulling back. There's no way this is not pulling back. Impossible. If you're in Brett, I consider selling it. Either buying back Brett lower or scaling in a different altcoin. That's sensational. I miss this. That's sad. It is what it is. Also, I don't think I could have really predicted Brett going up this month since the macro is bearish. So, what do I like here on the monthly in terms of buy? I do want to buy ton, but I do believe this is going to pull back. $7 ton is kind of my strike price of scaling in. It's like $7.30 right now. Render's a top pick of mine, leading the AI narrative. I'm heavy into FTM. I believe they're gonna swing back around. Jupiter is also something that I didn't accumulate originally because I didn't like the fact that they had 13.5% circulating supply out now. However, after diving into Meow and seeing his interviews, this guy is so for the culture. I don't believe he's going to dump on us. I don't believe Meow's going to dump on us. I don't think that's what he's going to do. So, and it's actually quite funny with not funny, but it's interesting with Jupiter because every other cryptocurrency or most cryptos are pretty transparent with their tokenomics in terms of what they're looking to release and when. Jupiter with 13.5% circulating supply to 1.35 billion to 10 billion circulating supply to total supply ratio. Literally don't tell us when they're dropping the tokens. So I think that's quite interesting. Let's go back to crypto bubbles. A lot of people have been asking me about CAS. It's quite interesting because they released their crypto at the top of the previous bull market in November 2021. Honestly, I think CAS is something that I'll be more interested in mining rather than accumulating. But it's not something I have an allocation to. So again, top picks for monthly drawdown for me, Render and FTM. Those are my two solid bets. And also Solana's a great price right now, around $135. What is down on the week? Yeah, Brett, you are taking a fat drawdown, let it be known. You can't do 172% in a bearish market and continue going up. Not bearish, pullback, consolidation, whatever you want to call it. We're still in a bull market for sure. And then on the daily, what's going down? STX. Nothing too crazy in the drawdown. Okay, so where am I looking to accumulate? I'm gonna give you guys these prices. So ton, I am looking to get at $7. Now, bear in mind there could be a crazy catalyst and ton could potentially never go down to $7, and I'm just missing my buy, and then that would be extremely unfortunate. However, I'm pretty confident in scaling in from $7. I think that's a good price to get into ton. And I also believe that ton should exceed $200 billion market cap this bull run. The basic reasoning for that is I think this market being conservative, we should see $10 trillion. And that's being conservative. And I can imagine ton taking up at least 2% market share, which would be extremely conservative. I think ton right now is one of the best investments for beginners in terms of risk to reward ratio. However, do not think that ton cannot go down to much lower prices. Let me do some technicals on it real quick. Yeah, that is a god candle. Daily, we're just about to cross over on the daily. Yeah, we're $7 ton. That looks good. That looks good to me. Where do I think the lowest it could go is? $5.70, which would be amazing. So bear in mind, you can buy at this price and then take a 18% drawdown, which is why it's important to have more money on the side. And I say it again and again, but if you can't afford it 3 times, you can't afford it. So whatever your budget is, whether it's $200, $300, make sure you split that up in at least 3 times. I like to be able to buy something 5 times. That's my magic capital number. Also, another good price to get in TON, $6.27. We see a lot of support here. And again, we've not done the crossover yet. But what I believe is going to happen is crypto is going to bleed further. And we're going to start seeing cheaper TON. But even today's price, I think, is fantastic. I have absolute conviction TON is going to exceed $100 this bull run. Okay, so where else am I looking to accumulate? I do hear arguments that Cardano is going to turn back round. There is an absolute possibility that Cardano does turn back round. The reason why I do not have it is because, quite frankly, I don't see the network adoption. So if it does go up, it'll be purely to do with, I guess you could say, historic sentiment and just liquidity. And obviously the legacy behind it with Charles Hoskinson being ex-Ethereum co-founder. Okay. Ooh. AVAX looking good price. AVAX. I don't have any AVAX, but I would consider adding it to our portfolio. Oh, nice. Nice. We got the AVAX crossover on the 1st of June. Wow, this is great. This is great. 2.6x from all-time high. That's great. Though I do believe we're still going to bleed further. I've actually got my buy zones here. $21 AVAX is the price that I want. Now, mind you, I said $21 AVAX and $7 TON, right? So whichever one happens first, I'll accumulate first. Next, I've changed my mind with regards to Dot and Link. I'm less bullish on them than I previously was. Not that I don't think they'll do well, but I think it's more beneficial in terms of financial gains to invest in. Oh wait, am I sharing? Oh, sorry. I thought I was on CoinMarketCap. Boom. Yeah, I think it's more. I think the market will favor newer and more exciting projects in terms of mathematical gains. So. Obviously, you know me with my Litecoin. I believe it's going to do really well on the basis that I'll give you my reasoning. Grayscale, the biggest LTCN Trust, Yahoo Finance. So Grayscale, the biggest owner of Bitcoin in the world, owning more Bitcoin than the American government, and more Bitcoin than. More Bitcoin than what is it? Is it the Chinese government also? So as we can see here with the LTCN, since the start of the bull market, which was let me just think about it. It was October this year. We can see LTCN, which is basically Grayscale have their own. Let me show you guys. They have their own trusts that are independent price action to the cryptocurrency itself. So again, Grayscale is arguably the most important crypto asset management company in the world. And they have single asset trusts. And this is literally it. The BAT token, Bitcoin Cash, Chainlink, Decentralized Mana, Filecoin, Litecoin, LivePay, Near, Solana, Stacks, which, that's actually a new trust. That's interesting. Stellar and Zcash. And even though Litecoin has been very, very stale this year in terms of price action, I believe that through the push and liquidity of the Grayscale Trust, and just through its legacy, and also just the fact that it's worked for so long is the reason why I have an allocation somewhere in my portfolio. I think around 3 to 5%. Sounds boring, but I also like it because it's an asset you can get a loan against. But that's probably beyond the scope of this webinar. Render is a great price right now. However, I would like it even lower, of course. But right now is not a bad time to accumulate. This free version of TradingView. Okay, cool. If we touch this candlestick here, $6 render will be great. If we see anything lower than 6, that's sensational. But yeah, render to $100 this bull run. My consensus remains. I really like stacks because I haven't accumulated it yet, but this is basically a Bitcoin layer 2. It's a good price to get stacks, especially with BTC ordinals and the continuation of the Bitcoin narrative this cycle. $1.30 will be a great price to get stacks. And the reason why I can call out these bearish numbers is because the market, I believe, is going to pull back. So there's something called Ethereum beta, right? So we all know that the extreme likelihood is that within this cycle, essentially the next few months before the American election, Ethereum ETF will be approved. We should see an ETH all-time high this year, in my opinion. As ETH, we have not yet seen this high, right? But if you compare this to BTC, we can see that Bitcoin, we've seen the high. So I also, for the record, have no Bitcoin, but ETH is my biggest holding. Do you believe ETH, if you're looking to accumulate, should touch back down to the 3,100, 3,000 levels? And that's a great price to get Ethereum. And I do believe Ethereum is going to exceed $10,000 this bull run. Being conservative. So with the ETH ETF going up, with the ETH ETF being approved and then Ethereum doing its all-time high run to $5,000 plus. Again, Ethereum previous high was $4,800 in, of course, November 2021. Always have that number in your head. I believe there's going to be something called an ETH beta, i.e. things highly correlated with ETH should do really well. And those two things are Lido and Aave. So Lido, aka LDO, is the biggest Ethereum staking provider in the world. So if you go to LDO Finance, you can literally see that. And this is why fundamentals are really important. I know it's technically speaking, but I'm actually not that technical. I'm a fundamentals guy, and I use charts to help me. But yeah, I mainly go for the fundamentals. So right now, total value locks on Lido is $33 billion versus the market cap is $1.8 billion. Now, what happens if nobody, remember, this is the dollar value, right? In fact, we can literally see that the TVL of Lido is about 8% of the TDL of Ethereum itself. And last time I checked, if we just, you can literally Google. Oh, no, not Drive. Oh, you guys are not supposed to see that. It's fine. How much percentage of ETH is staked right now? It's a very high number. Today's thing, or the percentage, 26.4%. No. We can literally see, we can see here that 32 million Ether staked out of 122 million. So that's a quarter of ETH supply. And I'm trying to find the exact stat of how much is staked in Lido. How much ETH is staked in LDO? It was something like 8 to 12% of all Ethereum. Anyway, Lido is the biggest Ethereum staking platform in the world. I think it's pretty crazy that more ETH is staked here than any centralized exchange, including Binance and Coinbase, which means that further proves that those who are tapped in and big money, you want to follow where big money is, yeah? Don't listen to what your granddad or your taxi driver said. Follow the data. The data shows that the whales stake in Lido. So I believe there's going to be an ETH beta effect. Let me give you a price of accumulating Lido if you're interested. The price to accumulate Lido, a magic price to accumulate Lido, if it gets this, is $1.60. Now, hopefully you guys are writing the prices down. If not, rewind. And the whole point is that having all these price targets is that whichever asset drops to the price target is the one that you buy first. That's basic systemization, rather than waiting until the asset that you want gets to the price that you want. You want to have a list of assets that you believe in and prices to buy at, and then let the markets do its thing. So whichever comes first, right? And then the next one is Aave, which is the biggest over-collateralized loan provider in the world. Is Aave even in top 100? It is. Surely it is. It has to be. Oh, of course, it's number 62. I think Aave has a good chance of exceeding $1,000 this bull run. Why do I say that? Market cap's only at 1.2 billion. I believe market cap of Aave should exceed 15 billion. Why would it not? Previous market cap was 7.3 billion. See, I don't want to be that person who's overly bullish and then it injects you guys with hopium, right? I'd rather be mathematical, assertive, and conservative. And if you make way more than the conservative price, then I look even smarter. So anyway, Aave right now is at $81, which is a great price. You can also get loans against Aave on the native Aave platform, which I think is amazing. If you don't wait for sensational prices, if we get to 55, 60 levels, that's a sensational price. Though I believe scaling in at $73.90 is a confident price. I can tell you guys to wait for, unless something crazy happens to the market. Of course, Jupiter. I use Jupiter almost every single day. It makes absolute sense. This is almost like a pancake swap play, in my opinion. So in the previous bull run, see, pancake swap was extremely popular. This got to a market cap of 6.6 billion. I don't see why Jupiter wouldn't hit 10, and that's being conservative. So they're my picks. Finally, let's go to Debt Screener and then just check the degenerate stuff. My conviction remains, even though the chart is absolutely in the dirt. Omnicat. Omnicat right now is at all-time lows. Yes, I scooped the low. That's great. All right, Omnicat we're at all-time lows right now. If you do accumulate, it's pretty much the best price you can get. I don't even see how this can go much further, although you never know with crypto. It could. As you can see, we've had three wicks here. From those wicks were 6.7x. I do believe this coin's going to go crazy in the bull run. I'm talking like crazy. Why? Why do I believe that? Fundamental reason is because my basic theory is that there's going to be a cat meme run in this bull run. There'll also be a multi-chain run. And OmniCat's the first multi-chain meme, been recognized by CoinMarketCap. 7.1 million market cap is insanely low. I do see this hitting anything in the ranges of 200 to 600 million market cap this bull run. Might sound crazy, but you need foresight, right? You need foresight rather than hindsight. I'm in the whale chart. I know the founder to a reasonable level. And yeah, this is one of my meme coin bets. Second meme coin bet hasn't changed, right? Hasn't changed. You will not change your life by flipping memes. You will change your life by investing a sizable amount of capital in things that you do believe in. Again, charts in the dirt, belief system remains. Any inu, I would love for this to go down to this support level here, although right now it's still a good price. Where 7x from all-time high. And oh, sorry, yeah. Two meme picks. It still remains OmniCat and any inu without saying the word because I don't sound racist, but you do have. I gotta cover it. I gotta cover it because crypto cares. Oh, sorry, not this one. Daddy. In fact, out of all the take coins, even though this is not an official one, I won't say it. You can read it. Right, RNT is something that I do believe is going to turn around, mainly because Tate himself tweets the phrase, and he's had interactions with the Twitter. However, if we look at the Daddy Tate coin, so I guess you could say this is a damn. I didn't snipe that bottom. Shit. How did I miss the Daddy dip? God damn, that would have been an amazing trade. That would actually been an amazing trade. If you bought Daddy yesterday, that's 2x. Damn. It happens. Okay, so I'm not telling you guys to buy. Sorry? Yeah, I do. But I also, my life doesn't revolve around Tate. So anyway, if the Daddy coin goes if it goes back down, see, I'm going to call this level 10 cents. 10 cents, I'll buy it. I'll buy some more. But I'm not chasing this. I'm not chasing these candlesticks. When something does 100% in 2 days in a market that's going down, what's the likelihood of that asset going to do? Go back down, right? Now, it is absolutely possible that this sends anyway, just like Brett did 147%. But I'm not betting on it, even though I like Tate. So they're my three. I don't want to go too much into altcoins. Obviously, Bonk makes sense. It's like 2x from recent high, and it's basically the official Solana meme. But yeah, let's leave the analysis there. I'll take some quick Q&As and wrap it up. Stop sharing. Sorry, 1 second, guys. We'll sign off in a sec. Cool. Any questions?
I heard you say you're waiting for render to go lower, but I didn't quite catch the price target for it.
Render, prices to buy render are as follows. Prices to buy render are in fact, let me get it on the big chart. Take this off. Render. I'm looking at $6.64 as a good entry price, but I do believe that it can go down all the way to $5.28. I'd be extremely surprised if we go down below $5.28. I feel like that's the lowest we should be able to go. Yeah. So this range, but yeah, this is something I'm extremely bullish on. And like I said, render. This is why you got to understand fundamental. There's nothing in technical analysis telling you that it's going to go here. There's no chart pattern that says it's going to get here at some point, right? Obviously, it's not going to be a smooth ride, right? It'll be more of a, you know what I mean? It'll be a chop. But AI narrative hasn't kicked off, and this is the leader of that AI narrative. Stop sharing. Cool. Any questions from Mark or Munib?
Other AI coins, Fedland. I know we've talked about a couple, but what outside of Render, Fetch? Are you still looking at Fetch? Fetch
No.
AI?
No, because they're doing the merger thing with I can't remember which other crypto companies. So that doesn't mean that it can't go up.
Protocol and Ajax Singularity.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, like I just don't know. Like, okay, so with where I am, right, in my portfolio, this doesn't mean that it applies to you. I don't want to put money in things because they might go up. I think that's a very, very poor investing thesis. And then what happens with retail is that they put money in things that they might go up, and then they go up and they convince themselves that they're genius, right? When all they did was ride the wave. It doesn't sit with me with Fetch AI merging with different crypto companies. So I'm not going to buy any Fetch AI because I don't have the conviction. Where we Render, I have the conviction.
Okay.
And that's why. But if in your investing thesis, Fetch AI merging with Singularity Net and what was it?
Ocean Protocol.
And Ocean Protocol is bullish, and you can find a reason why it is, then that should be your reason for buying it. But
okay,
I don't even know what to think of it. So because I don't understand, I have a new rule where I'm only buying things I really understand and believe in.
Yeah,
and I have the conviction to trade them as well as they go up and down.
What about IO.net and BitTensor?
BitTensor, yes. IO.net, I don't know anything about it. Let's have a quick look. BitTensor's obviously got a lot of utility. IO.what.net. I don't know what this is. Okay, it's only on Solana. Yeah, it looks good. I don't like this single chain stuff though. You know why? Because the way I look at it is this means that its liquidity pool is limited to Solana. So that means that this market cap, this 326 million market cap, exists within a $67 billion ecosystem. So unless they go multi-chain, I'll be less inclined to buy this. And you know, like I said on the paid dojo subscription, I specifically want assets I can get a loan against. And yeah, and I don't know what the loanability of this is. Sure, I can definitely answer that. Absolutely can look at that. Oh, damn, this bled very hard. candlestick. The range of $244 and $197 is I from what I can see in technical analysis, just this is what I like to call a liquidity test. To me, remember, always when doing technical analysis, the first thing that you should think about is the macro analysis. In fact, it should be more like technical. It should be fundamental, macro, and sentimental, and then technical last, right? But this here is a liquidity test. So I'm pretty confident that it's going to go to $244, which at today's price is at a 12% discount, which is great. However, I believe that if the market continues to be bearish, then we will break this support and then enter the range of anything up to 197. If it goes below 197, I'd be extremely surprised. That would be extremely unlikely, because it's been clear that the support has been created in this zone. So I wouldn't be surprised if BitTensor went to let's say 244 and then down to 227 and then down to 207. But I don't think it is wise to wait, because I know a lot of people want to wait for the absolute best price. I believe in scaling in from a good price, and the good price, sorry, from 244, yeah. I mean, the opportunity to 10x plus exists in render alone. So, look, I honestly, when it comes to AI in crypto, I'm honestly not that well diversified. I've got my bets on render. So I've chosen to be extremely heavy in something that makes absolute sense rather than try to be speculative. So I don't really have in fact, there's one AI coin that I like. There's one. Is PAL. This is something that Landry has done a lot of research on, and the only reason why I even have belief in this is mainly because of Landry's research that he presented to me, and also Landry has used the actual large language model. And didn't you say you had a better experience on this than ChatGPT and Claude? Yeah. So that's real life information from somebody who I know and trust. And remember, always have it in your head that the recent highs were around mid-March. So this is 3x from its high. And it has some centralized exchange listings. So outside of render, my only AI bet at present is PAL AI, just because I find it a bit overwhelming with all the everyone promising something and the AI narrative hasn't even kicked off yet. So I'd literally rather invest in the Bitcoin. I'd rather have most of my bets in the leader of that narrative. And I think that's important to think about. And think about like this, right? Let me just stop sharing my screen and come on, cameras. Stop. Okay, so think of it like this. In my opinion, and this isn't just AI. This is if you believe in a sector, right? So, number one, you should only invest in a cryptocurrency if you believe that the sector it is in, whether it's deep in decentralized physical infrastructure, whether it's RWA, real world assets, whether it's like the cross chain narrative, right?
No.
You should not invest in an individual cryptocurrency based on your retail fallacy and human bias to the individual project. You should step out of your bias for an individual project and believe is this narrative going to kick off first of all? Because you know, like with gaming, right? So think about the narrative and then think about what is the leader of this narrative. Cool. So everybody knows that it's render. That's the general consensus, right? The AI narrative hasn't kicked off yet. What I would do is, if you want to diversify and make bets outside of render within AI, assuming that you do believe an AI narrative is going to happen with this bull run, I would look to have a heavy position in the leader of that sector, right? Let's say render is 50 to 60% of your AI portfolio, and then if or when the AI narrative happens and render starts booming, you can then start scaling some of those render profits into your AI bets. Does that make sense? So then you've at least locked in the profit, because one of the biggest lessons that even myself as a long-standing person in crypto, right, with all my 7 to 9 years in this game, even I didn't accumulate enough Bitcoin in the previous bear market, which would have been the wisest thing to do, rather than trying to. I should have in fact bought 100% BTC. I would have been way better in 2022 buying 100% BTC, right? Letting the BTC rip and then scaling into alts. So now I know that. Now I know that what I'm doing is that I'm investing in sector leaders.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to bet on a sector going up and then finding the super altcoins within that sector, because even if those altcoins outperform render, it is likely that render will lead the narrative anyway.
Okay.
So you want to be putting your money in something where the risk to reward is very, very high in terms of reward and the risk is low, and wait for that to play out, assuming that it does play out. And as it plays out, you scale into the other AIs. That would be the way I approach it. But yeah, I hope that helps.
That's awesome. Thanks, Tradeland. That's really cool. Man.
Manib, last man standing. How you doing? It's been a long time.
Yes, bro. All good. First of all, happy belated birthday, bro. You had a birthday, and you are, I think, quitting UK soon.
Oh yeah. We can meet up, but I am moving to Bali in September. So,
shit.
Inshallah, hopefully, when you drop to Bali, I'll definitely drop in there to meet you.
Oh yeah, you're in India, right? Is it India?
Right. Yeah. It's not too far from here. I mean, I'll have to catch a flight to meet you. That's not an issue.
Why not, man? Why not?
Yeah,
how are you doing?
I just want your insight. Sorry?
How are you doing? And have you got a question?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. Alhamdulillah. By the grace of God, I'm doing good, bro.
Good.
Yeah, my question was, what's your insight on Oasis Network, Rose, that's Rose, and Polygon Matic, this bull run?
That is a very specific question about about two specific cryptos. I don't have any insight on Oasis, but let me add that to my watch list. Was it Oasis what?
Oasis Network. Oasis Protocol, I guess. Rose.
Yeah. Okay. Let me look into that for the next technically speaking. We're just looking at it very, very, very quickly. 1 second. Let me just.
Yeah, I guess people have been accumulating Rose much. I have seen a lot of things going about.
Yeah, you know what? There is definitely going to be okay, I cannot comment about the specific crypto because I don't know anything about it, but I will comment on the fact that privacy is likely to be a narrative within this bull run. So I don't know what the leading privacy coin is, but if it is Oasis, then that makes sense. Okay. Okay. Amazing. With regards to Matic, I could not believe I didn't include this within the ETH beta. Because I said Lido and Aave. Yes, I believe Matic will do very, very well this bull run. I'll tell you why. Because of developer data. 1 sec. Let me just go back to StreamYard. So we'll wrap up here because I've done a bit of overtime. So basically, my insight in Matic are as follows. Matic, in 2023, Matic had the second most new developers onto the chain. Way more than Solana, about 2x more than Solana. Last year, around 65 to 70% of Ethereum devs also developed on Matic. And Matic is the biggest Ethereum layer 2 scaling solution. So with those three facts, I do believe Matic is something that should do extremely well this bull run. And also we've got the Indian co-founders, which is just an extra thing that I think is important, especially with basically India taking over the world with technology. So congratulations to you guys. Venmo, Cash App. Luke Belmar tweeted about this. So yeah, that's my main insight in Matic. Second most new devs in all of crypto as of 2023. I believe 2x more devs than Solana, and still to date by far the biggest Ethereum layer 2 scaling solution. So
Yep.
stacking Matic makes sense. And if you want a price, if you want to go price, let me just give you that and we'll wrap up there. But thank you for putting me on Oasis. I appreciate that. So 1 second. Say again? 9:30 we missed time. Yeah, so Matic, let me do very, very quick price. June 24, 52. Sorry, let me do this on a chart. Let me do it on a proper chart. And then we'll wrap it up there. Matic, good price to get Matic is, come on, man. Matic. Okay, we got a candlestick test here at 51 cents. We were down here in June 2022. It's kind of annoying because this is a pretty bearish chart. So I think we really need to close in on a price. Okay, so we may get flushed out to 32 cents, but I don't know if we're going to go that far, I'll be honest. So I'm going to say, it sounds boring, but I'm going to say 51 cents is a safe place to accumulate, especially with where Matic's going, right? I don't see why this bull run we shouldn't see $5 Matic. And remember, you should be accumulating with a next year price target. So 51 cents in terms of an entry scaling, and 42 cents is a more reasonable zone in terms of where we can go. I do doubt we'll go into 32 cents, but if we do, take your opportunity. If we go to this zone, 32 cents, and let's say we become conservative and go for $5 Matic this bull run, which is extremely conservative, that's that's like 17x, and that's being conservative, right? Cool, guys. I hope that was helpful. I did some overtime for you guys. Manib, good to see you. And yeah, next I'll do some research on Oasis protocol Thank you for putting me on, and I'll cover that. I'll cover that next week. All right, take care. Bye bye.